Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be looking into the question, what do they want to happen the next time you see or interact with them? There are three groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Angelite, along with this card which says Goddess of the Moon. Group 2 is the Citrine, along with this card which says Yin Yang. And group 3 is the Carnelian, along with this card which says the Sun. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you would like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the cards and the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Angelite, along with this card which says Goddess of the Moon. So just for some quick introductory energies to channel, there may be a lot that is unspoken, hidden feelings that have not yet been revealed, or a depth and kind of development in the situation that the person on your mind is really contemplating and exploring within themselves, that they may be getting ready to reveal to you, or they are at the very least kind of examining the possibilities of that. What would happen if I brought this hidden energy down from the depths, down from the place where I've really sort of hidden or sequestered this away, out into the light of day, to speak these truths rather than to just kind of like harbor these things deep within. If this is somebody that you find yourself at a distance from, kind of like no contact in this situation, then this can be, again, a lot that is happening sort of behind closed doors, a lot that they are really thinking about and kind of ruminating on inside, maybe about your last interactions with one another. And it feels to be kind of this consideration about ending a particular phase between the two of you, coming out of like a dark period in your connection, or expressing some words that they have been sitting on for quite some time, maybe an apology that has been in the process of being formulated, bringing some deeper kind of truth and clarity to the illusion of the limits that they have placed upon this connection, or the limits of their feelings in terms of what has been expressed or hasn't been expressed up to this point in time. But there's still an energy of reserve with this, with kind of this moon energy. They're not wanting to give full disclosure. They're not wanting to completely open up about everything that they're feeling. But there's this energy of providing more illumination, a softer energy, letting you know that they are receptive to the connection, that they sense and feel these energies between the two of you, and that maybe if this had been triggering in the past, or something that they've needed time to really sit and kind of marinate on, that they're moving out of some phase of wanting to be very distanced or disconnected from that, and sort of gravitating toward the possibility of developing these feelings further, exploring these feelings further, making their progress perhaps very organically, wanting to take things very slow toward the full illumination, the full and outward discussion of these feelings, these hidden feelings, hidden thoughts that they have for you, despite appearances, despite, maybe this is somebody who has told you they just want to be friends, or they're just keeping things very surface level. You haven't had those deep conversations yet, or they're kind of putting up a wall or a barrier around their heart to where it's very unclear kind of their intentions. There's a depth here. There's a lot more than meets the eye in this circumstance. Whatever they have shown you, whatever you've seen, or whatever your intuition has really told you, or that you sort of read in between the lines of your dynamics, anything that has been really suggested or implied in this situation, It almost feels that you only know the half of that, that there's this whole other layer and aspect that has been unrevealed at this point in time, and that whatever they're showing you, there's this whole other face to them, that feels most comfortable in the silence at this point in time. It feels most comfortable in the not fully disclosing that at this point in time, or in other words, like the next time they see you or they interact with you, they're not wanting to be completely forthcoming about that, but it's almost kind of giving you a peek behind that curtain in more of a profound way than they have up to this point in time. Almost like actions that sort of speak without sort of the words that directly explain this, of wanting to evolve beyond your dynamic or your level of kind of emotional depth with one another, but wanting to take things very slowly, kind of this progression of a buildup, being magnetized to that point, creating a new sort of crossroads moment between the two of you, where maybe further down the road it will be time to open up or to dive a little bit deeper into the possibilities of this connection. This is somebody who's definitely compelled in your direction. They see you as a very magnetic presence in their life, as much as they may try to distract themselves or again sort of like hide a lot of these feelings. Their gaze is fixed upon you. They're being drawn into the direction of kind of bringing these feelings from the inside out. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this and see what do they want to happen the next time you see them or interact with them. Okay, so we've got Wheel of Fortune, which is mutable energy, Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius. Ace of Swords, which is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Five of Cups, which is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And the Four of Cups, so more water energy. So this Wheel of Fortune is definitely tying into the idea of moving to the next phase or evolution in your connection. This can tie into some kind of truth or clarity, cutting through fog or illusion, but maybe in a very singular way. Again, this isn't like full disclosure. It's just sort of turning that wheel, sort of pivoting and shifting what it is that they're revealing to you, the stance energetically or even verbally that they are taking. So this may be sort of like an opening of a line of discussion, kind of the beginnings, those first stages of communication, sort of diminishing the sense of loss or grief over missed opportunities, or even kind of like a fear of accelerating this connection to the next level. There's stepping off of that energy into kind of possibility and consideration. It's not so much focusing on obstacles, but there's a hint of something else. This little hand kind of reaching out of the sky with the cup, a little something that they give, a little bit of tenderness that can help, hopefully, to sort of shift your perception of maybe a circumstance that's kind of beyond the point of no return. It's beyond repair. That almost a sense of that you're feeling, especially if this is like a friendship situation here, or something where you're just starting to get to know one another and you're kind of getting bored with where things are at. It's sort of like, should I just cut my losses and leave this situation? Is this all there is to be experienced here? And this is the energy of somebody who senses that, recognizes that, realizes that kind of time is of the essence, or it's time to sort of pivot or shift what they're showing you, what they're providing you, what it is that they are speaking of or revealing, not fully diving into what's possible between the two of you, but giving you something that can hopefully open your heart to, continuing to kind of grow and expand and redefine your connection with one another, but at a very kind of like slow and methodical pace. This is like opening the door to more tenderness. If this is just a friendship dynamic, or, you're just starting to get to know each other, it's like starting to open up those lines of communication of deeper feelings, starting to talk about things more from like a future context, starting to kind of shift and pivot how they are presenting themselves energetically, what it is that they're speaking about, more of a tenderness, less of a guardedness, less of a resistance. This is somebody who has had, it feels like, some kind of cloak or kind of a shield or a guardedness around their heart, wanting to move at a very organic pace, maybe a little bit kind of scared of getting their heart broken again. And although there are these feelings that have been culminating for you deep inside, they've been taking a very methodical approach. But it's almost this recognition within them that a season has come to a completion and it's time to almost step things up to the next level. And actually the seasonal kind of energy with the Wheel of Fortune, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across this reading and the messages resonate, please take them accordingly. But at the time that I'm recording this, we're about 9 days away from summer solstice here in the northern hemisphere, and so that would be the winter solstice for those of you in the southern hemisphere. So this feels like, if this is somebody you're dealing with like on a regular or ongoing basis in kind of like the next series of interactions, maybe in sort of the immediate future, very much real-time energy here in the next couple of days or weeks. This is the interest of evolving into the new season of your connection with one another. They've recognized that kind of you've gained and experienced all you can up to this point in time. They are satisfied with sort of having maybe weighed the pros and cons of the situation, kind of the risks and the potential benefits of expanding or elevating the connection to a certain degree, or like stepping into that next level. And so it's a decision that's been made. It's a truth. It's a clarity, some kind of epiphany or aha moment, an instinct within them that it's time to really take the lead in this situation. And this may be somebody who has been kind of passive up to this point in time, but it's almost like they're stepping into more of a leadership role, putting matters into their own hands, or really seizing that opportunity, having a direct hand, not just waiting for fate or circumstances or you to be the one to kind of carry this connection to the next level. You may have found yourselves at kind of like a stalemate with that, sort of who's going to confess these feelings first, who's going to be the one that sort of gets in the driver's seat and kind of redirects the way in which this connection is headed. And this feels like something that, in the very immediate future, pretty much like next time you're dealing with them, or in the next, again, like couple of weeks of whenever you're dealing with them, it's the introduction, it's the blossoming of sort of like a new phase or aspect or kind of manifestation of your connection with one another, based on some kind of declaration of truth or clarity that they provide you, some kind of indicator of, I'm ready to build in this direction of, let's explore the deeper romantic potentials of this situation. Let's start to explore deeper feelings beyond surface level, beyond the pleasantries. Let's turn away from kind of the phase or the aspect that we've experienced with one another at this point in time, and start to explore the idea of partnership and unity, like in a romantic sense, in this deeper kind of connection and commitment with the soulmate energy, with the Two of Cups here, that this is somebody who is hoping that the narrative arc between the two of you can take a very positive swing in a new direction. And they may be somebody that they're uncertain about if you feel the same way. This idea with the cloak here and even the moon, it feels that there's been a lot of innuendos or suggestions in this situation. So more than likely this can be kind of a newer person that you're dealing with, or if it is somebody from your past returning, it may be something where it's kind of like a delicate balance. You haven't necessarily had those deep conversations about where are we going in the situation, what comes next, but really this feels like sort of a new evolution, like the next evolution in something that maybe hasn't been a connection in your life for very long. And so this is like a bold step. It's a new chapter. It's a new season. And despite kind of the risk or the fear of rejection that may have held them back or caused them to take a very methodical and prolonged approach up to this point in time, they feel to be somebody who is in an energy of readiness. They're ready to take that risk. They're ready to take that leap of faith, to reach out, to extend themselves more, to express more, to open up more, to kind of take down that wall and that cloak and that guardedness, and start to really show you more of their intentions, show you more of their heart, start to reveal the face of this emotional body that they have for you, this depth of emotions that has been building through the course of your interactions with one another in other ways. Like if this is a friend and you've built a friendship, they've been developing romantic feelings for you for quite some time, and they are now in the arena of, okay, let's start to open up and explore this. Let's enter into this very delicately, but it's time for some truth. It's time to really cut through this illusion, to take that leap of faith, to kind of reach out and start to really shift and pivot the direction of our interactions from something purely platonic to, let's start to investigate the romantic potential in this situation. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this and see what else they want to happen the next time they see or interact with you. Okay, so we have Danu, spiritual learning, ascension. And Hecate, crossroads, the mystic, discovery. So this is definitely with that crossroads energy, a decision is made here, something that they've been going back and forth about with these kind of the upright cups and the spilled cups. Should I or shouldn't I? A decision they've been dancing around for quite some time. That it's almost, there's a need to know with this energy of discovery. They can no longer just sit and kind of harbor these feelings or these possibilities or these what ifs. It's this energy with ascension here in Danu of really pivoting this connection into a new direction, opening those doors of exploration, presenting some kind of option. Again, it doesn't feel like outwardly and directly. This doesn't feel like somebody who's just going to come right out the next time you interact with them or see them and say, I've got romantic feelings for you. I've got deeper feelings than I've let on. I'm ready to explore kind of this component of our dynamic with one another. But it's almost just they're shifting the way in which they are opening up to you. They're starting to kind of introduce different concepts into the nature of your conversations and interactions. If this is someone you deal with like face to face, it may be something where they're making more like physical contact with you, coming into closer proximity to you, spending more one-on-one time with you. There's a greater intimacy that is building. It's kind of the idea of this slow kind of ascension with more of the seasonal energy of the turning of the wheel. Stepping into that new season, but understanding then that there's an organic growth phase to that. Before that seasonal energy comes to its kind of like full manifestation and bloom, there's almost just, it's a progression that needs to take. So this feels to be somebody overall who's very methodical, very guarded, or even kind of cautious, maybe just at this stage in their life, or relatively speaking with like a series of heartbreaks or a season of their life in another way romantically that they have come out of, that they do feel for you. They have these romantic feelings, but they're not going to want to just leap in without looking, without really taking things into consideration. It feels like somebody who's almost trying a different approach, a decision point that they've reached within with this crossroads energy here of really having introspected, looking back on their life and kind of their romantic history, what has worked and what hasn't. And in the situation with you, or, even if their dealings with you in the past were kind of like sort of flimsy or complicated, it's almost they're taking a different approach to this situation, feeling that time is on your side in this circumstance, that there's no need to rush this process, but at the same time it feels to be kind of a tenuous balance up to this point in time between rushing forward and being almost like too cautious, too methodical. But there's been some kind of cue or the idea of like a download, a sign, something, some process of like vetting out this situation, or some aspect of soul searching within where they've gotten this confirmation and this awareness that it's time to now step things up to the next level in this situation. It's time to start exploring new territory with you, to make an alternate choice, to deviate beyond kind of the parameters of how you've defined your connection with one another up to this point in time, to travel down a new path, open the door of a new layer of exploration of what's possible between the two of you. So it's definitely, their intention here as far as what they want to happen the next time they see you or interact with you is stepping things up to the next level, taking that first step, that open step, not just suggestion, but something that is like it's declared or it's made known, or it's a different way of them kind of like talking and relating to you. It's a different sort of nature of your discussions and interactions that really irrefutably with that Ace of Swords right here. This is clarity and this is truth. This is big energy that kind of, once this is done, or once this is kind of incorporated in the nature of how they're relating to you from this point on, it changes everything. It kind of, it accelerates what you're dealing with, what you are aware of, what you're dealing with, kind of the possibilities of what you're seeing. If you felt that it was really stuck or limited, or you were questioning, is this ever going to evolve? Does this person have feelings? Are they just going to continue to dance around this? Are we just going to both continue to sort of stand here waiting to see who's going to act first, who's going to be the one to sort of create change first? And this is somebody who's stepping out of a passive and observer energy into some decision to invest themselves in kind of the growth potential of this circumstance and situation with you, in the nature of disclosure of emotions, but very kind of like gradually. It's a gradual unfolding. It's the idea of the moon kind of going from its new phase. This is new territory, and as it sort of builds in that light all the way up to that full moon energy, it's kind of like day by day, sort of from this next point of interaction forward, there's more and more clarity. There's leaning deeper into the possibilities of what else might develop between the two of you, what else might be revealed or can grow and be birthed out of this situation between you. So I'm going to get some messages from their higher self and see, what does this person want to tell you right now? Okay, and they say, I am sending you telepathic messages. So they may be testing the waters, energetically speaking. This can tie into a lot of innuendos, little hints, little clues or indicators that they have given directly or indirectly, that are trying to really sample and see, are you vibing with this? Are you in alignment with this idea of taking things to the next level? Kind of a lot of things that have not been spoken out loud, but it feels to be something where in the process of kind of opening up to this declaration or the next kind of manifestation of what's possible between the two of you, they are also simultaneously making a decision to move beyond fear or guardedness, maybe opening up their heart to you and to these feelings. It's not just about developing this connection, but it's also disconnecting from a season where they needed to be very guarded, kind of like closed for spiritual or emotional maintenance within. So it's a leap of faith on their part, and something which they're wanting to kind of like build in a different direction, rather than just having this be very sort of like 3D based or very kind of passionately based energy. There's an essence here of wanting to kind of build this connection from the top down. Start spiritually, start with a foundation of friendship, start with the foundation of mutual respect, then open up into the realm of, now let's talk romance, now let's talk emotions and feelings. So really it's somebody that demonstrates a lot of emotional maturity, as much as it may be kind of frustrating that this situation has taken some time to kind of accelerate or elevate to the next level. It feels that their motives are very good. The intentions are very good. There's a sense of them not wanting to step into a depth of commitment or vulnerability that they know that they are still not ready for, based on some triggering or wounding or healing that they've needed to do from the past. So this is somebody who's really honoring their personal boundaries and barriers, emotionally speaking, and really making an effort to not kind of give more of themselves to you in this situation up to now than they have been able to consistently kind of deliver or maintain. But this is also something where they are now recognizing that it's kind of reached that point where they're getting these subtle signs, cues, and indicators, this idea of telepathy and kind of those downloads, those nudges, maybe confirmations that they have asked for that has been confirmed, it has been delivered. They're feeling safe and secure with the idea and the probability and the actuality of sort of taking things to the next level. Sort of like, let's explore this. Let's explore what else can happen here. Let's step beyond the confines of kind of what has been the circumstance between us up to this point in time, so that we can start to experience the higher potential of this, maybe like a redefined dynamic between us going forward. They also say, I thought about reaching out, but I don't know what to say. So this ties in again to this idea of feelings they have had for you for a while, deeper feelings than they have confessed. They've been sitting at this crossroads for quite some time, kind of weighing the options, weighing the possibility. Should I or shouldn't I? Is the time right? Am I ready? Can I take this leap of faith? Am I willing to kind of open up my heart when the possibility of rejection exists, or, even the possibility of reciprocity exists? And what then? Just all these different sort of things that they've really been ruminating about. And it's all been kind of building in this pressure and this momentum to the place that they are at now, where it's kind of, the time is now to sort of take that leap of faith, to open up their heart, speak more of that truth of what they hold within, or start to really pivot and shift and concentrate their focus on more of the tender energies between the two of you, more of these emotional energies between the two of you. They also say guilt. So this ties in with that idea that they've been sitting on these feelings for a while, thinking about making them clear, maybe recognizing some missed opportunities between the two of you, sensing and feeling and perceiving the fact that you're getting a little frustrated or confused about this situation, that this person's been kind of like sitting on the fence and has been very unclear with sort of their end game in this situation, their goals, their motivations. Have they grown feelings for you in the same way that you've grown feelings for them? There's a recognition, like an unspoken vibrational recognition here, that it's really time to sort of accelerate this or to bring more clarity in this situation. And so it's something that it feels like in time, further down the road, it is possible that they may open up about kind of the nature of these feelings they've had for you for quite some time, and some of their motivations and reasons behind being very discerning. There may even be sort of like hints, or this could even tie into sort of the shift in the nature of your conversations with one another. Somebody who more openly expresses, I'm scared to get hurt in love again. I was dealing with some pretty difficult heartbreak. I know I was guarded. They're starting to kind of like take that armor down a little bit. Not as like, promises of change with no delivery, but this feels like somebody who really wants to demonstrate consistency here. That will be sort of the evolution, or almost like the apology for not having made a move sooner, for not having responded to some of the cues or signals or indicators that you were giving, that you were open, you were receptive, you were interested in kind of evolving things beyond the conditions and parameters that exist between the two of you up to this point in time. And there's a sense of wishing that they had been able to kind of accelerate this, or had been more receptive to you, maybe cups of love that you had to offer that they just sort of pretended to be very oblivious to, or they didn't accept that. There may have even been some triggering or kind of like awkwardness at a point in time between the two of you due to this. But it's something that they feel like somebody who's leaning into the energy of wanting to restore that, wanting to restore the balance, and to really prove their sincerity through consistency. They also say controlling. So this confirms the idea that they are holding in feelings. They have been suppressing feelings for you, trying very hard to make sure that you don't kind of extract from them this truth and this depth and the nature of what they hold inside. But it's becoming more and more difficult to kind of hold to particular conditions or boundaries or barriers that they had placed upon the connection, limits they had placed upon the connection. It's getting more and more difficult to kind of hold their silence or hold their ground in this particular circumstance. So this feels like somebody who's definitely yielding to that emotional body. They're opening up. They're pivoting this situation forward. The next time they see or interact with you, they want to let their guard down, to let you in more than they have up to this point in time, so that the two of you can begin to start to kind of map out a different sort of emotional interaction with one another than has been the case up to now. So I'm going to get some guidance for you about this situation. Okay, and we have, I am always by your side, guiding you along your path. Watch for my light. So this is really a confirmation of, this person taking the initiative, shedding light, maybe in a very subtle way, something that you're going to have to really look at. This doesn't feel like the energy of someone who's just going to come right out and say, I love you. I've loved you for a long time. I've had feelings for you for a long time. They're going to start to shine the light a little bit more on the nature of what they hold within in their heart for you. And so, the guidance here is to be very observant about that. Notice efforts that they make. And really meet this person at the level in which they're at. Not to take these sort of like signs or indicators as a reason to, kind of like rush or try to speed up the process or to overwhelm all of this. This feels like somebody who's through their own kind of healing process. They're needing to take the lead in this situation. You're being asked to kind of, watch for that. Be the receptive one. Be receptive to what this person is willing to offer at this point in time or feels is kind of the next appropriate phase and stage. This is someone who's getting ready to come out of their shell. And it's going to have to be a very organic process for them. There's something really by way of kind of like healing and patience that can be achieved for the two of you by allowing the situation to develop very organically. But keep your sights focused on kind of the higher potential of what can develop, that it may be sort of slow to unfurl to this next level and layer. It feels like something that's almost been kind of a slow developing connection in general. So that same tone or theme will definitely apply in this season or phase that you are entering into with one another. But it's something where you're leaning more into this space of coming out of kind of the darkness, what's hidden, what's suppressed, what's been kind of like cloaked away into more revelation and kind of discussion of deeper matters of the heart. We've also got heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So another confirmation there that this person is gearing up to, really make some disclosure about their emotions, their feelings, that it may start as kind of like a small energy, kind of a trickle, just that Ace of Swords, that Ace of Cups. It's just a little something. But you're really being guided to not sort of look at that as the limit or think this is it, this is all. It's again the idea of stepping into a new season, but there's an organic growth that happens within that. That this is kind of a shift in a new direction that they are wanting to have happen in the situation with you moving forward. But their comfort zone is to take things very slowly. This may even tie into kind of the nature of their feelings, the depth of their feelings. They may not have felt this intensely for someone before or for a while. And so this isn't just someone who wants to kind of move things forward to have a good time and leave as quickly as they've come in. This is kind of like long-term investment energy. If this has been sort of a slow burner, it's been a very kind of methodical and gradual and like an extended progression to this point in time. This is someone who's wanting to invest in something for the long term. They're honoring their own kind of emotional needs and barriers and capacities at this point in time in order to be able to give you the most of themselves, of whatever they are capable at this point in time. And so keeping that sort of like dialogue open, being very open to that, seeing beyond the surface of whatever is provided and recognizing effort and intention and really corresponding with that, being willing to kind of allow the situation to develop very organically by participating with this openness of communication at the level and pace that they are. At least in this phase of this dynamic, it feels like this individual needs to be the one to take the lead. It's part of their healing process. They lead, you follow. And in this kind of like pivot with one another, there's acceleration and advancement to where, perhaps at the next crossroad, that sort of dynamic, that power dynamic can shift, or it can move into more of a space where you're dancing with one another in that capacity. But it's definitely something, be open and be prepared to, maybe a very kind of profound act of tenderness or an overall shift in how you're relating with one another going forward. So I'm going to get some initials, and this can be a first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Okay, we've got Q, U, C, O, L, W, G, K, G, A, N, D, E, and H. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose the Citrine along with this card, which says yin yang. So just to channel some introductory energies here as far as what the person on your mind wants to happen the next time you see or interact with them. This is the energy of a meeting of the mind, some kind of heart-to-heart conversation they may want to have. This can also tie into reconciliation, really coming together to construct a plan of action forward, to discuss future plans, feelings, kind of the idea of where do we go from here. Maybe something that they are wanting to express to you as far as how much you mean to them, the impact you have made upon their life, a sense of that the two of you are stronger together than apart. This can also tie into declarations of love, some kind of a commitment or a partnership that they are wanting to really work toward, to start to discuss the framework of that, or to express or demonstrate something to you that reinforces for you that they're in it for the long haul. Despite any turbulence that you have faced, despite any kind of indecision that has happened up to this point in time, that they have kind of come full circle. They have made a decision. You are the one for them. This connection is worth investing and it's worth fighting for against obstacles, external or internal. That this is somebody who wants to try and work with you in order to come up with creative solutions about difficulties that you've faced, things which sort of stand in the way of taking things to the next level, having these open discussions about sort of like the hopes and the fears and the dreams and intentions of the two of you for this situation in a long-term sense. So it's the energy of collaboration here, an energy of reciprocity, that they are wanting to sort of usher in this equal give and take, confessing some things and really sort of creating the environment of openness to where it encourages you to be very honest. Maybe there are some difficult conversations that need to take place, a series of things which need to happen in order to create balance, to restore balance, to sort of reestablish trust, or to really kind of lay some ground rules as far as where you're going moving forward with one another. And this is something that they are wanting to see this begin, or to take some dramatic step that really kind of proves to you that they are committed to fixing this, to working through this, that sort of despite the ups and downs, despite the storms you have faced in the past, that they are with you, that they support you, that they are by your side, that this is a connection worth fighting for. It is of value. It is of importance. So for a lot of you, this is, the declaration of kind of how much you mean to them, and wanting, hoping, wanting, and really doing their part almost to open up and to create a comfortable space where you then can honestly as well kind of open up to them about things that have been weighing on your mind, weighing on your heart, or even somebody who's kind of wanting to take the lead, or sort of set the stage for this opening of a discussion about feelings that may not have even been broached between the two of you. sort of a long overdue discussion, a long confession of things, but it's not just from the tone of like a monologue. This is a discussion energy back and forth, to really start to decipher and to decide, where are we going from here? What are the nature of our feelings? What are these things which need to be spoken? Maybe those words, I love you, or the confession that they see you as like a soulmate or a counterpart, and that they want to grow and they want to invest, they want to do what's necessary in order to have you in their life in a long-term capacity. And then also really opening up themselves to sort of like, what do you need from them? What do they need to demonstrate or to provide or prove to you in order for you to be very confident and trusting and willing to sort of lean into this and to work with this energy of a cohesiveness that they are wanting to create. Sort of, what are your conditions for the next level or manifestation of what is possible between the two of you, either in the form of a reconciliation or a deepening of your bond and connection with one another, so that moving forward you move out of a space of just sort of two individuals dancing along the lines of possibility with one another, that there's a unification here. You're moving forward into the future as one, is what they're wanting to see happen, and they're wanting to experience and wanting to really do their part to kind of pivot this situation into that direction the next time they see you or interact with you. So I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into these energies and find out what else do they want to happen the next time they see or interact with you. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, which is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Ace of Cups, which is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Four of Pentacles, which is earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And the Fool, which is Aries. So this is definitely the Fool, this leap of faith into the unknown, new territory for the two of you. They're coming forth to you with a beginner's mind. They want to see you take some leap of faith in the direction of trust, in the direction of love and restoration in this partnership. If there had been some kind of like wishy-washy behavior or sneakiness or a lack of clarity in the past, someone who was giving you kind of mixed signals, they're wanting to really give to you peace of mind, that they do cherish you, that they value this connection, that this connection is worth preserving, protecting, enhancing, investing in, that they're ready to take a leap of faith in a new direction, that they want to try and shift the energies from wherever has been the case, whatever was lacking or was unclear, to this energy of, a very like unencumbered potential of let's move into the future with one another. This Seven of Swords is also bringing to mind the idea of they want you to run away with them. So they may declare something, it's kind of romantic. Maybe some of them are like, hey, let's run away together. Why are we sort of dancing around this issue? Let's just take this leap of faith. And, it's kind of like you and me moving forward into the future. And, why are we postponing this? Why are we getting so caught up in the details? It's also really wanting to almost sweep you off your feet in a sense, with this level of emotion, with a level of tenderness or love or declaration that they are wanting to provide to you, and they're wanting to see you really cherish that, to kind of respond positively, to accept this invitation to run away with them, or to transcend the definition of what your relationship has been with one another up to this point in time, to accept them back into your life, to accept that apology if that is what's necessary, or some kind of greater degree of declaration, or expression, some frequency of love that they may have been holding back on up to this point in time. It's the idea of someone that may have been kind of like guarded or closed off about their feelings, closed off to the cup of love that you had to offer. Maybe they ran from you. This is wanting to come back with these kind of open arms to move towards you rather than to continue to fight these feelings or fight this connection. This is the energy of wanting to participate, having understood, coming to really see and know sort of the value of you in their life in a lot of different ways, that, you know, practically, emotionally, psychically, intellectually, you are the full package for this person. You are all that they could want or need, and you are within reach for them, you know, because this is somebody who the next time you see them or interact with them, so they're either kind of like making these plans and preparations to take that leap of faith towards you if this is somebody you're at a distance with or disconnected from. But for a lot of you, this could be somebody that you're dealing with very presently. And it's almost the idea of if they'd been searching around or kind of like running from this inevitable, running from their feelings, from the truth of who you are to them and what they feel for you, this kind of like yin yang, this counterpart energy. There's an energy here of they are done running, you know, that they value, they cherish you, that they have been aware of who you are to them for quite some time, and they are now moving into the space of readiness of wanting to open up, wanting to surrender, trusting in kind of the unknown of what might develop between the two of you. Very compelled in your direction, very action-oriented energy with this Fool and kind of the Aries placement. This is leadership, this is authority, this is taking the lead in this situation, to trust their heart rather than let their kind of fears or the logical mind or you know, the complications, internal or external, that may stand in the way of sort of evolving this connection to the next level or solidifying it into the material world. They're done kind of fighting this. They're done fighting those feelings. The feelings have won. The heart space has won. All signs and indicators point to you and to this connection. So this is somebody who's wanting to really make that declaration, make that expression, show to you, prove and demonstrate in a concrete fashion their willingness to kind of go out on a limb, take a leap of faith, leave certain things behind, even if this is a stance that they have taken to you up to this point. So this can be somebody that's kind of dropping the armor, dropping the guardedness around their heart, you know, and making like a long overdue confession to you, or really kind of taking those action steps towards you in the direction of let's evolve this, let's move this to the next level, let's stop playing games and dancing around and running away from the inevitable, that all signs kind of point toward this unification that is wanting to happen between us in a more profound level. So let's see what else they want to happen the next time they see you or interact with you. Okay, so we have Skady, authenticity, truth, honesty, and Danu, spiritual learning, ascension. Yes, this is definitely somebody who wants to take this connection to the next level with the idea of ascension. This is somebody who sees this situation as having a lot of long-term growth potential. They want to elevate what they've been showing to you up to this point in time, a version of them, a face of them, a reality of them that has been the case up to this point in time. The idea with truth, authenticity, and honesty is kind of something they've been thinking about for quite some time. They've been missing you for quite some time. They've had this reality within hand of who you are to them, what they desire, what they want moving forward, some kind of like long-term cohesion or togetherness with the two of you, that the next time they see you or interact with you, they want to reveal this. This is like Ace of Swords energy, but in this case, it feels like a very profound disclosure. It's a leap of faith. This isn't just kind of like hinting or suggestions in that direction, but it's almost like The idea of tiptoeing around that has come to an end. They've done some soul searching within. The heart space has won. This is profound declaration of feelings and truth and an openness. Kind of like, I'm open to let's, explore and develop these feelings, kind of a greater plan or possibilities between us for where we go from here. A sense of really kind of missing you, longing for you. Wanting this connection to thrive, wanting to tap into some unactualized potential at this point in time, or really feeling ready to, create some kind of like serious commitment, something that is cherished. This is a situation worth fighting for. It's a situation where they're wanting to do what it takes to kind of ensure longevity in this circumstance with you, to pivot things out of whatever might have been stuck or unclear, whatever might have been closed or guarded, or the limits placed upon the situation up to this point in time, like a distance or hesitation that may have been going on up to this point. And there's this energy of wanting to come closer, to reveal kind of the higher truth, the higher awareness, a higher level of feeling and interaction than has been the case between the two of you up to this point in time. So I'm going to get some messages from their higher self, and let's see, what does this person want you to know right now? Okay, and they say no one else matters now. So they have reached a decision point. They choose you. They choose this connection. This is somebody who's willing to do what it takes to overcome obstacles and barriers between the two of you. Rather than running from these feelings, this is someone who's choosing to, fight past those kind of illusions or the difficulties you've faced in the past in order to accelerate or enhance this situation, to bring it up to the next level. They also say, wait for me. So this may have been a long time in coming. This person may have really avoided their feelings for you for quite some time, left you kind of hanging, left you wondering. You've been sort of dancing around this reality with one another, and it's the idea of they are making their progress towards you, that they are wanting to show you that the wait will have been worth it, that you've not been waiting in vain, the hope you've been holding on to, the patience that you have demonstrated. They are wanting to reciprocate that with an open version of them, a freshness, a willingness to have a new beginning in this situation, or to open kind of these floodgates of emotions and love and declarations of feelings that may be very uncharacteristic for them. It has not been part of your interactions or dynamics with one another up to this point in time, and it's wanting to kind of pivot into a new stage between the two of you to help you see that sort of the ups and downs in this connection, like a push-pull dynamic, or any process of kind of balance that is needed to been achieved within each of you individually, that it culminates in kind of this next level or ascended energy that is possible now in between the two of you jointly in a connection. Almost like divine timing having been at play in this situation, but like the wait's almost over. They're right on the precipice of kind of that leap of faith, making that declaration to you. And they also say repressing. So definitely someone who could have been hiding their feelings, stuffing these down, running from you, from the truth of who you are, the truth of what they hold in their heart for you. But they are done running. They're done denying. They're done avoiding the truth that the two of you are really meant for one another, that you are perfect for one another, despite your imperfections and the seeming obstacles and differences between the two of you, these kind of alternate polarities. Still you work. Somehow there's like a cohesion in here, and kind of the longer that they wait to sort of confess or bring things to the surface, the more difficult it becomes, the more they become sort of like stuck in their current reality. They can no longer kind of like stuff down or hide these feelings. They're just right on the precipice of kind of gushing forth with this sort of overflowing cup of love here with the Ace of Cups. So they're wanting to let you know that they have had deeper feelings for you than they have let on for quite some time, that you matter to them a lot more than they have confessed up to this point in time as well, that the time is right. They are willing to do what it takes to kind of liberate the two of you from the constraints that have been placed upon this connection so that you can grow and develop into the new chapter or the next manifestation of what's possible between the two of you. And they also say, I can't walk away. So they can't deny these feelings for you anymore. They can't repress them. They can't repress the truth. They have been unable to kind of successfully detach as much as they have tried to sort of like run or do different things to kind of distract themselves from the truth of what they hold in their heart. Trying to keep things very surface level, be very wishy-washy, very non-committal. Maybe even trying to direct their attentions elsewhere or just sort of focus on obstacles rather than the unquestionable and even almost illogical truth of what it is that they feel for you inside, that they can no longer do this. They can no longer hide their face from the love that they hold within for you, for these emotions that are very powerful, that are very magnetic, that continue to grow and enhance with time. They can't keep running from and denying the fact that you matter to them. You mean a lot to them. This connection is something very precious. It's worth cherishing, protecting, fighting for, repairing if that's necessary, salvaging or solidifying in some way in order to move that to the next level. They're not wanting the two of you to disconnect and drift out of one another's lives, but there's an energy of really wanting to create some kind of a solid definition or more of a solid foundation between the two of you so that going forward, you're moving as one, you're moving as a unit and as a pair, rather than kind of like two people on individual paths or journeys that are having feelings, but that they're not necessarily spoken or discussed. This is bringing it all out into the open so that you're moving forward into the future together, rather than separately. So I'm going to get some guidance for you about the situation. Okay, and we have things are not as they appear. Your angels see from above a very different perspective. So somebody that has been kind of closed off, holding their feelings within, very guarded, very quiet about their intentions towards you, the depth and nature of their feelings. This is something where they do recognize you as their counterpart. They do see you as that true soul companion for them, that true match for them. And this may be something that was very much at odds with other kind of ideas and belief systems that they had, other places that they have been invested, emotionally speaking, other entanglements, other relationships. It's something that they have run from and denied this for quite some time. But behind the scenes, behind, kind of whatever has been projected on the outside, there's been this deep kind of awareness that has culminated within them. They have reached this point of certainty now, where the next inevitable sort of like step or stage in this situation is closeness, is restoration, is a solidifying or forging of a new type of bond between the two of you, to become more open those lines of discussion, to smooth out the difficulties of the past, and to create a plan that fits both of your kind of like needs and wants and desires, addresses both of your fears, and where you're working very constructively with one another to how can we build and grow and develop from this point moving forward, to let the past go, to kind of take off the armor of fear or any kind of denial or repression of feelings, and has been the case in the past, into the arena of a full flowing and more of a healthy and reciprocal balance of emotion and love between us. And they also say, you deserve love. You are lovable. So this is tying into the idea with this little kind of bow and arrow. They're getting ready to make some kind of declaration. They have their sights set on you. It's the idea of, kind of Cupid's arrow has struck them, and they may have been very much in denial of that for quite some time, but they can no longer outrun that. And it's, Spirit's guidance here is really just to maintain a very positive vibration, the expectation of success in this situation, that this person may have a lot of kind of like cleanup work to do in terms of a history of sort of like denying these feelings. As much as they have their sights set on you, they're kind of, they have their aim perfected, and they have strategized something that they want to deliver, some kind of like message, conversation. This next interaction, when you see them or speak to them, whatever that looks like, it feels to be something where they're definitely going to take the lead to very directly address something that has kind of been a long-standing sort of weight between the two of you, the elephant in the room, and the time is now for them to really bring that forth out into the open, to open those lines of discussion and communication. So really hearing this person out, recognizing what it is they have to say, but then also really keeping your standards very high, making sure that this is, a reciprocal balance, that, you have the opportunity to kind of create equal give and take with one another. So listening to what they have to say, but also making sure that your emotional needs are met, your concerns are addressed adequately, that you feel comfortable with the direction or with what this person is proposing moving forward in this situation. Understanding that it may take a series of kind of back and forth with one another until you create this space of equilibrium. But really trusting in kind of like a higher possibility here, the higher plan of whatever may unfold, and kind of a greater purpose in this energy of where they've run or been at a distance from you, that it's almost taken this sort of like pivoting or kind of pulling away from this connection in order to become very focused on who you are to them and what you mean, for that clarity to come. And for a lot of you, this is somebody that when they make that move, the next time you see them or the next time they interact with you, when they reach out, when that kind of dialogue happens, do expect or don't be surprised about a depth of clarity and really cutting to the truth in a way that may have been very uncharacteristic for them in the past. And tried to kind of see the bigger picture of what's happening, that they have let down some kind of guard within themselves. They have reached a place of certainty, and it may be a very direct approach with how they are delivering that message to you, but it's definitely something that from that point of impact, it opens the two of you up for kind of this exploration and sort of a process of balancing what that's all going to look like, how you go from this declaration to kind of carrying that out into a fully formed plan of action moving forward with one another into the future. So I'm going to get some initials, and this can be a first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Okay, we've got W, T, O, K, Y, R, B, T, M, C, D, N, U, A, and B. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the Carnelian, along with this card, which says the Sun. So just to channel the introductory energies here about what the person on your mind wants to happen the next time you see or interact with them. There's a level of appreciation and dedication here. They're wanting you to recognize how cherished you are by them, just how much you mean to them. It's an energy of, I choose you, my heart chooses you. Despite other options, despite how I've run from these feelings in the past or tried to stuff or suppress or deny these feelings, all thoughts come back around to you, that you hold a very central place within my heart and within my life. You are the sun in my life. You bring light into my life, and it's shedding light in a very profound and unmistakable way on their decision of choosing you, their decision of choosing this connection, their decision of choosing to open up their heart to you more fully than they have in the past, to really kind of make room. It almost feels like room has been prepared within their heart for you, and it's the extension of an invitation. Will you receive me? Will you receive this cup of love I now have to offer to you, in a way that kind of it speaks of monogamy and exclusivity, and again this element of choice, that you are the one their heart keeps coming back to. That as much as they have kind of come full circle in an energy of, maybe a bit of confusion, needing to kind of suppress feelings for a period of time, or being very confused or triggered about these things, there's an energy of certainty here, and a desire to kind of let you know just how much you mean to them, to bring forth to you a joyous energy, to convey to you just how much joy you infuse their life with. So some kind of like token of appreciation, token of gratitude, words, effort, an expression, a gesture that it's big energy here. This isn't just like an aside comment like, yeah, I really like you. Yeah, I have these feelings for you. Or even something, if it's I love you for the first time, that can have meaning and impact. But if this is already something that's been said, maybe like friends who have said that in kind of a platonic way to one another, or if this is somebody that you've been in a dynamic with and I love yous have been exchanged back and forth, this is almost taking things to some kind of next level, next kind of depth and meaning beyond just those three simple words, to ensure that you really recognize that what they mean by that, it cannot be contained by a simple language. It goes beyond words. This is pure vibration. This is pure emotion. These are deep feelings, bigger feelings, that their feelings have only grown for you with time. And so their intention, what they want to see happen, what they want to see or experience next time you interact with one another, is clarity, unmistakable clarity for you, that they are wanting to really, with this sun energy, this is action oriented. This is somebody taking the lead, taking the initiative to offer you a cup of love, and really open up their heart space to you, open up their life to you in a profound way, and say, I'm yours if you will have me. So let's see what else they want to happen the next time you see them or interact with them. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands, which is fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The Hierophant, which is Taurus. Knight of Pentacles, which is earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And the Nine of Swords, which is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So they want to calm your distress. They want to calm any anxiety, any fears that you have, any doubts that you have. They want to instill within you this unquestionable knowing, this concrete, solid, and reliable knowing that they choose you, that you are the one that they hold within their heart. You are the person that they are wanting to invest their time with, invest their energies with, invest their emotions with, to build something with. There's an energy of wanting to ascend this connection to the next level, or being very aware of some spiritual component. This is long-term energy. This is like marriage and partnership energy with the Hierophant here. Something that may have been a long time coming, a long progression of this, feelings that they have held within for you for quite some time. That their love has only grown, it has only become more solid with time. And so any kind of like doubt that you may have had, maybe these are things that haven't been openly spoken of before, have just been sort of hinted at or suggested, or you've been left with a sense of guardedness or confusion, like, what is this person's intentions? What do they want out of me in the connection? What do they feel? Do they feel anything? Is this just one-sided? Am I just wasting my time in this situation? And they're wanting to really convey to you with this earth energy, concrete, material, unmistakable, something that's trustworthy and reliable, that your heart is safe with them, that they are protecting this connection. They are wanting to infuse life force energy into this connection. They're wanting to really put your fears to rest. They're wanting to really prove to you and demonstrate to you through concrete action, not just empty words and promises, but through some thing of meaning, some kind of token, gesture, or a very solid and reliable demonstration or a conversation that takes place, some action on their part that will help you kind of be at ease with sort of where the two of you are at in your dynamic with one another, what the necessity of the path up to this point in time between the two of you has been, sort of what their plans are for the future. And to really instill within you the sense that you are precious, you are exceptional. This connection stands out above all the others. That there has been so much kind of like growth and evolution within them by virtue of having come to know of you in this particular lifetime, having interacted with you or kind of commingled their energies or their life with you up to this point in time. That they're wanting to continue to build in the direction of future potential with you. They set you apart from all others. You stand out from the rest. And there's a sense here of them, a strong like spiritual tie between you where they can sense your distress, they sense your panic, they sense your fears, they sense the undercurrent of what has maybe not been spoken, these insecurities and doubt. Ways in which you've just tried to remain very kind of present and grateful for your dynamic with one another in whatever way that exists up to this point in time. And now it's the tables are turning and they're wanting to really, reciprocate to you this kind of dedication and consistency that you've demonstrated. They're wanting to make sure that you are exalted, that you stand above the others, that if there was ever an energy of kind of like indecision or competition or even sort of fears of that, fears that they may kind of have their sights set elsewhere, that they weren't in this for the long haul with you, that it was something, that they wanted to just keep it at a very surface level, very platonic, maybe just a friendship level, for example. That this is something they're wanting to put those fears at rest, that what they feel for you, what they experience in this connection, who you are to them, this is something very sacred. It's something very precious. It's something worth holding on to. It's something that they see longevity in all of this, and they're wanting to make sure that you really feel very safe and secure with where things are at this present moment, so that you are confident in kind of how things build then between the two of you moving forward, what the next chapter looks like in the situation. So kind of putting fears at rest. This is somebody who's also kind of taking a leap of faith. Maybe they as well have been kind of like guarded or uncertain, fearful of rejection. Not really sure sort of how you feel, if these are mutual feelings, if the two of you are really sensing and seeing and experiencing the same sort of vibrational cohesiveness between the two of you. And so it feels to be something where, you know, they're taking that initiative, they're taking that lead to kind of bring forth something to you that's unquestionable, it's unmistakable, it's solid proof, evidence and fact of what they feel for you, what they hold in their heart for you, and what they desire and want to create with you moving forward. So I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into this and see what else they want to happen the next time they see or interact with you. Okay, and we have Sif, free spirit, fertility, leap of faith. And Kuan Yin, love, compassion, unity. Yeah, so this is a romantic gesture of profound levels that kind of frees the two of you from this constraint of not knowing. The elephant in the room is unleashed and addressed for what it is examined for its full kind of like scope and magnitude, the power of this love they feel for you that has only grown with time, that they hold within. They're wanting to make sure that you, feel the abundance of possibility in this situation. You feel the abundance of love that they hold inside for you, that you understand their dedication to nurturing these seeds of potential into something long-term, beautiful growth that they really envision between the two of you. And so it's this leap of faith into the unknown. It's a demonstration or an aspect of this person that has not been revealed up to this point in time. This feels to be something with this Knight of Pentacles as well. They've been thinking about this for quite some time, fighting a lot of fears and a lot of uncertainty about stepping out on a limb in this situation, to profess to you, this sense that they choose you, or that they set you apart from all others, that you represent this sunlight in their life, that they're wanting to bring these feelings out from where they are hidden into the light of day, make some kind of profession or declaration outwardly, and for everyone to see. There's not an energy of wanting to hide this or sort of like keep this away, tucked away as some kind of like secret or sort of illicit kind of energy, but it's bringing this out into the light of day, nourishing and encouraging the potential between the two of you to grow into something very beautiful and very bountiful. It's the idea of, freeing your mind as well from any sort of worrying, putting you at ease, that they do love you, that they are committed to you, that they want to protect and nurture and help to kind of guide this connection along in its next kind of stages of evolution, something in the long term, that they see you as long-term potential, marriage material. There's a desire for unity between the two of you. This can talk about like counterpart energy, seeing you as the one, as soulmates, as that twin soul energy, the one who kind of complements the best of who they are, really kind of wanting you to understand that you have triggered growth in a very positive capacity for them, that there's a lot of gratitude that they have for you, and your compassion, your consistency with this process for them, of them needing to sort of find themselves, fight their fear, and sort of rediscover their light after what may have been kind of like a dark chapter in their life, or fears and hesitations as far as like love and partnership that they may have entered into this equation with, that you've been a guiding light for them in that capacity in various ways, and now they are wanting to really reciprocate that to you, to be very open, to not just suggest things, not just hints, not just innuendos or these kind of like energetic vibrations exchange back and forth, but this is like concrete declaration of this very profound love that they have for you, to make sure that that you know that it is safe to open up your heart more fully to this connection, that you know that it is safe to acknowledge these feelings within, because they hold them inside themselves as well. So I'm going to get some messages from their higher self, and let's see, what does this person want you to know right now? And they say indecisive. So this feels like someone who has gone back and forth about their feelings for you for quite some time. Might have been fighting these feelings. This could have also been something, if there was an element of choice, needing to disconnect from somebody that they had really invested with emotionally. It again is the decision has been made. They choose you. They choose this connection. You are the one for them. You're the one that they want to invest with more profoundly moving forward. They want to come to a place of conclusion as far as any sort of fear or uncertainty you have about their motives, their intentions, their feelings for you, really wanting to sort of put your mind at ease. They may be able to sense you kind of pulling away from this situation, or starting to explore the possibility of maybe you need to start to disconnect from the feelings you have for them and kind of look elsewhere. That they're wanting to create certainty for you so that you are no longer confused about what they intend for this situation, what they hold in their heart for you. They also say, I want to be vulnerable with you. So this is the energy of opening up about feelings, big feelings, professing love, professing these kind of longevity of feelings that they have, long-term potential that they see here, wanting to show you a very tender side and a consistent side and a trustworthy and a reliable side of themselves that they may not have felt comfortable showing at this point in time. This could be somebody that is also sort of working through some heartbreak within their own life, and so it's taking a leap of faith. It's taken time to kind of get to this place of sort of weighing the pros and cons in this situation, coming to a place where they're willing to disconnect from the past in order to really open up to the potential of what exists between the two of you. And a decision has been reached where they're wanting to open up their heart to you. They're wanting to offer you that cup of love, to extend that invitation. I'm yours if you will have me. And they also say angry. So they are frustrated at themselves for how long this has taken. This is kind of that shadowy energy of the Knight of Pentacles, almost somebody who overplans, over-strategizes, is kind of trying to be just a little too perfect with their timing, or needing to evaluate almost too many of the details to where it has created a log jam, or like a standstill, a block in the energy, almost as they've been trying to like over perfect this or be too certain about the desire that they have to move deeper into this connection with you, or to profess or confess these deeper feelings. And so there's a frustration, there's a fire that they are lighting under themselves to kind of push and pivot this situation forward. They're very angry at themselves for having created distress or uncertainty or worry within you, due to their need to kind of internalize and take a very methodical approach to this. And they also say, your words speak to me like no others can. So the conversations, the dialogue, the exchange between the two of you, you have really activated, opened, and awakened big love within this person. Love unlike they thought was possible. This may have been something that very much challenged their conventional ideas of love and partnership. Places in their life or within their heart that they had been invested in terms of distortions, concepts of love, what it could be, what it couldn't be. Someone they were stuck on, heartbreak they were stuck on from the past, or like an element of choice, or really wanting to make sure that they made the right decision as far as opening up to these feelings, and kind of like placing you in a position of honor within their heart. But it's something that even across the distance and any sort of like silence or delay that has occurred here, you have communicated with them with compassion on the soul level. They see they see your soul beyond sort of the words that are spoken. And when the two of you interact, it's not just surface level interactions, it's actual soul speak between the two of you. You activate and awaken things within each other. And it's something that, if they had questioned that, if they had been fearful of that, kind of feeling that, maybe this is too good to be true, or, that there's kind of like a shelf life to this, it's limited in a certain way, any ways in which they try to kind of run from those feelings, they really have come to a place of certainty that a connection like this that is so powerful and profound, with like this huge chalice here, these big feelings that have been opened within them, you've reawakened their heart in a certain manner. You have helped them to kind of step into the light out of a period of darkness and distress within themselves. And that this is something that they feel very healed by this connection and your presence up to this point in time in their life. And so it's the energy of wanting to really speak the truth of what they hold within for you, to reciprocate that energy of healing and restoration, to put your mind at ease, a choice that's being made to kind of move in the direction of the path of love, rather than to continue to kind of like stuff and suppress and kind of overanalyze and overthink and create this kind of stagnancy between the two of you. They're wanting to speak the truth, not just of what's on their mind and within their heart, but the truth of their soul, as far as wanting to solidify this partnership, to really set you above all the others and to make you feel very seen, cherished, and appreciated within them and within their life. So I'm going to get some guidance for you now about the situation. And we have buckle up, buttercup. Life is about to kick into overdrive. Hold on for the ride of your life. Yes, this person's getting ready to declare some big feelings, life-changing energies here, kind of like a door that once this is open between the two of you, it signals a very new chapter, not just between the two of you, but a new manifestation and experience of love in general, next level partnership, higher level love, the love the two of you have been craving at a soul level is finally here. It's ready to arrive. And so, the universe is really encouraging you to get very excited about this. Be very open to the beautiful possibilities of what can unfold on the other side of this, kind of like ground zero declaration point where this individual, the next time they're seeing you or interacting with you, what they want to happen is they want to show you their heart, and they're hoping that you reciprocate in kind, so that the two of you can start to accelerate your journey and experience with one another in a unified way, and for the purposes of like long-term energy. We also have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So confirmation, this is the one. This is your forever person. This is a very profound and impactful connection. This is your twin soul. Just whatever title or label you resonate with. There's a lot of healing and nurturing in this connection as kind of a counterweight to more triggering elements of situations you've experienced in the past. You ignite and trigger one another, but you also really support a lot of growth, healing, and nurturing within one another. So it's a very beautiful balance of kind of those very fiery energies and kind of the watery energies of sort of the sustenance and the emotional restoration here. So Spirit is really encouraging you to, be very open to this, to kind of the closeness that is getting ready to be presented to you, the opportunity or option for that. Any kind of like fears or anxieties on both of your parts. It's almost something that the encouragement is to allow yourselves to kind of be carried beyond that very organically. Leading with love can help the two of you to navigate those sort of finer details beyond that sort of point of declaration, that I love you, that demonstration, that proof, that action that unquestionably lets you know what this person's intentions are, what those feelings are for you. Maybe for some of you, they're defining you as a twin flame, a twin soul, a soulmate. a past life connection, the one, the forever person, whatever that looks like for you, whatever kind of titles or labels or even the absence of these things that is involved in whatever this offer that they have to bring forward to you is. It's this encouragement to really see this through, explore this, and kind of trust in the grand unfoldment that even with this energy of the sun and kind of this buckle up buttercup energy here, it's very positive changes that are on the horizon. It's something that it feels like this person is very nervous to express and to bring forth. But once those floodgates are opened and once those words are spoken, it ushers in a very positive and beautiful chapter of growth and development that's possible between the two of you. So I'm going to get some initials, and this can be a first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got P, H, Z, B, V, O, T, J, F, D, C, U, E, S, and Y. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.